Good Tavach, good week, and a good Chodesh, a new month of Tevis. And it's Hanukkah. And tonight we'll have the 8 candles lit. This is Hanukkah. This is Hanukkah, the full light um, that will be on the menorah, illuminating the world. Every day we increase in light. That's the message. Whatever was good for yesterday was good for yesterday. But today, it's a new day, which means new light, a new life that we need to add. And of course, how do we do that? Through a mitzvah. We also do it through the study of Torah. A mitzvah we learned, through a mitzvah, you get a divine hug by doing a mitzvah. God encompasses us. What does that mean? It means we're connected to him. We don't experience it. We don't feel it. You're right. We don't. But it doesn't take away from the truth. That doesn't take away from the truth that we are, in the moment of giving charity, putting on tefillin, whatever act of a mitzvah we're doing, God is engaged and encompassing us with a divine hug. When we study Torah, also. So, welcome to Tanya today. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you Chabad Zurich and Kadesh in Montreal, Canada, where it's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. We learn today chapter 5, which comes to a conclusion of understanding the divine soul. In chapter 5, we'll see something unique when it comes to Torah study. There's something special of Torah study that is greater than everything else. Let's understand it. What makes it greater than everything else? Why should it be that way? So we'll understand it from the idea of grasping the divine wisdom. Even though there's no thought that can grasp God. So how do we grasp the divine wisdom? So we learned in chapter 4, God compresses his infinite wisdom and puts it into finite expressions of teachings of the Torah. Right? That's what, now, what happens when you grasp something? Own it. When you grasp it, your head, it's in your head, you grasp it, and it grasps you. You encompass the teachings when you understand it, and the teachings, while you're getting it, also encompasses you. So therefore, if there's a teachings in the Torah, that there's a judgment between two people, Reuven and Shimon, and the law is such and such. When you grasp and understand that, it means that your mind is now grasped by the divine wisdom and you grasp it at the same time. Which that's very unique because there's no greater unity than that in the mind now you are unified one in your mind with the divine wisdom, with God's wisdom. That's a pretty powerful statement, right? That's pretty powerful to say that we are literally Our mind is right. What does that mean? Excuse me. Just a few sniffles I have here. Where mitzvahs are on you, right? Tefillin is on you. Any mitzvah you do, it's not in you. It's on you. Torah study, it's in you. The divine wisdom becomes your wisdom. The divine vision becomes your vision of how you see yourself and you see the world. Because it's grasped in your head, and now in your head, it becomes you. That's unique by Torah study. You don't have that in anything else. Therefore, the metaphor for Torah study is food. Because what does food do? It becomes your flesh and blood. It becomes you. It becomes you. So the Torah study that we do, like we're doing right now, it becomes a part of you. God's wisdom now is your wisdom, like food. Right? When you're putting on tefillin, you're doing God's will. You're not embodying God's will. God's will is God's will. You're doing, God says, put on tefillin. Okay, so I'm doing what he says. Therefore, it's on me, it's not in me, right? But when you study Torah, you're taking the divine wisdom by comprehending it, it now becomes a part of you, like food becomes a part of you. That's a very powerful idea.
Having thoughts of Torah also can be considered Torah study, the mitzvah of Torah study.
Yeah, no, yeah, if you're grasping something of Torah, yeah. It doesn't have to be with a book. In other words, the fact that you think it, right? The fact that you think it, you're being nourished at that moment by divine wisdom, that it's becoming a part of you. It's not just information, right? That's a very big difference. I mean, information can become a part of you, but then it's just information. Here we're talking about divine wisdom, that it is now part of you. So not only in the grasping, when you grasp the divine wisdom, so it's inside of you, but it now becomes literally a part of you. So now that you can understand how you can start seeing the world the way God sees the world. Because when we're studying Torah, God's giving us his perspective on everything, whether it's a law or here we're learning, in Tanya, he's giving us his perspective, right? This is different than if you buy a washing machine and you get a booklet that gives you a guidance on how to use the washing machine. That knowledge is important knowledge, but it doesn't become you. Well, I'm one with that knowledge. No, it's information. It's information. And that information is good information. Why? Because it's going to help me run my washing machine properly. So God gave good information. He gave us the Torah, information on how I can lead my life properly in a better way. So you could look at it that way, but that's Tanya saying, no, it's much more than that. God's giving you a piece of his wisdom. Then now when you ingest it by understanding, comprehending it, his wisdom now becomes your flesh and blood. It becomes a part of you. It becomes a part of your reality. It becomes a part of your world, not just as information, but being one with it. That's a very powerful idea. That really, think about it, where does that exist? It doesn't really exist anywhere except for Torah. Is that making sense? Hence, the great uniqueness of study of Torah. And that's why Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam, the study of Torah is equal to all the mitzvahs, right? You might say, but yeah, but but study of Torah is a garment that you put on, right? No, I mean, doing a mitzvah is a garment. Studying Torah is food. Well, you need food, you need garments. You need both. But Torah is also a garment. It's also a garment, a divine garment that when we learn it, meaning God embraces us, right? So it also has the garment quality, but it has something that a mitzvah doesn't have, and then it's likened to food. As food becomes your flesh and blood, the Torah becomes a part of you, that the divine wisdom now is your wisdom, right? As you start seeing the world the way God sees it, you start understanding the world the way God understands the world. That's a very powerful idea. And that's a great power of what Torah gives to us, right? Much more than some information. But to get this, you have to learn Torah lishma. How to get it that it becomes really the way you look at the world and becomes food. As they say, food for thought. It's much more food for thought, food for living, because food becomes what nourishes you and gives you life. Torah nourishes you and gives you life. And in that respect, life itself. That's, pretty amazing.
Like the saying, you become what you eat.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Any questions, any comments? With this, then, we conclude an understanding of the divine soul. So the divine soul, when we use our minds to understand Torah teachings, as we're doing now, hopefully everybody's focused, paying attention, grasping it. When you grasp in your mind, you are united with it, with that teachings of Torah, meaning you're united with God's wisdom, and God, He and His wisdom are one. So you're united with God in that moment. And it becomes even more so food, meaning it becomes a part of you. Amazing. All right. All right, folks. Tonight, we'll have Torah studies, God willing. Come and join us. And in TRC, God's help. And we look forward, 6:30 tonight. God bless. All righty. Amazing. Welcome to the people on JLI Facebook page. Welcome to the people on YouTube and also my Facebook page. Amazing. We're also on X and Instagram and TikTok. Thank you.